You're staring at your laptop, 3 tabs open, a text thread blinking, coffee getting cold. You know what you need to do, but you can't decide where to start. So you scroll instead. An hour vanishes. Nothing meaningful gets done, and the guilt creeps in like a fog. This isn't laziness, this isn't lack of intelligence, this is your prefrontal cortex, the brain's executive control center, running on fumes. And when that system falters, everything else collapses. Decision paralysis, impulse overrides, tasks abandoned halfway. You feel like a passenger in your own life, watching someone else make terrible choices in real time. If that sounds familiar, you're not broken. Your brain's command center is just offline. And today, we're bringing it back online with 7 levers that restore executive function, sharpen focus, and give you control again. Executive dysfunction is what happens when your prefrontal cortex, the CEO of your brain, stops functioning properly. This is the region responsible for planning, decision-making, impulse control, working memory, and task initiation. When it's compromised, you lose the ability to regulate behavior, prioritize effectively, or follow through on intentions. The causes are systematic. Chronic sleep deprivation starves the prefrontal cortex of recovery time. Blood sugar crashes deprive it of glucose, the fuel for high-level cognition. Sedentary lifestyles reduce brain-derived neurotrophic factor, or BDNF, which supports neuronal growth in executive regions. Digital overstimulation fragments attention bandwidth. Chronic stress floods the system with cortisol, which directly inhibits prefrontal activity. And nutritional deficiencies block the neurotransmitter synthesis required for optimal signaling. The result? A prefrontal cortex that can't fire properly. And when that happens, the limbic system, the impulsive, emotional, survival-oriented part of your brain, takes over. That's why you procrastinate. That's why you choose short-term relief over long-term goals. That's why discipline feels impossible. But here's the truth. Executive function can be restored. The prefrontal cortex is neuroplastic. It responds to intervention. And the 7 levers we're about to explore are designed to reactivate, nourish, and protect that system, so you can think clearly, act decisively, and regain control. Sleep for prefrontal recharge. Let's start with the foundation, sleep. The prefrontal cortex is metabolically expensive. It consumes more energy than almost any other brain region. And during waking hours, it accumulates metabolic waste, adenosine, reactive oxygen species, misfolded proteins that interfere with neuronal signaling. Sleep is when that waste gets cleared. During deep sleep, your glymphatic system activates, flushing toxins from brain tissue. During REM sleep, your prefrontal cortex consolidates learning, reorganizes neural pathways, and restores synaptic balance. Without adequate sleep, this recovery process is incomplete. The prefrontal cortex becomes progressively more impaired, while the amygdala, the brain's fear and impulse center, becomes hyperactive. Studies show that even one night of poor sleep reduces prefrontal activity by up to 30%. Decision-making becomes slower, impulse control weakens, working memory collapses. You might feel awake, but your executive system is essentially offline. So, how do you fix it? Prioritize 7 to 9 hours of consistent sleep. Keep your bedroom dark and cool, around 65 degrees. Avoid screens for at least 1 hour before bed. Blue light suppresses melatonin and delays circadian rhythm. Consider magnesium glycinate or L-theanine to support relaxation without sedation. Sleep is non-negotiable. If your prefrontal cortex doesn't recover at night, no amount of willpower will compensate during the day. Stable blood sugar for executive energy. Your prefrontal cortex runs on glucose. Unlike muscle tissue, which can use fat for fuel, the brain relies almost exclusively on blood sugar for energy. And the prefrontal cortex, being the most metabolically demanding region, is the first to suffer when glucose levels fluctuate. When you eat high glycemic foods, refined carbs, sugary snacks, processed cereals, your blood sugar spikes rapidly. Insulin floods in to bring it back down. But often, it overcorrects, creating a reactive hypoglycemic crash. During that crash, your prefrontal cortex is starved of fuel. Decision-making becomes cloudy, focus evaporates, impulse control weakens. You reach for another quick fix, perpetuating the cycle. The solution is stabilizing blood sugar throughout the day. Start with a protein-rich breakfast, eggs, Greek yogurt, or a protein smoothie to anchor your morning glucose curve. Pair carbohydrates with fat and fiber to slow digestion and prevent spikes. Think oatmeal with almond butter or whole grain toast with avocado. Avoid eating in isolation. Balanced meals prevent the roller coaster. And consider strategic snacks. Nuts, seeds, hard-boiled eggs or vegetable sticks with hummus provide steady energy without triggering insulin surges. The goal is to give your prefrontal cortex a consistent fuel supply so it can operate at full capacity all day long. Movement and BDNF. Movement is neurochemical medicine. When you exercise, your muscles release a protein called BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, which acts like fertilizer for neurons. BDNF promotes neurogenesis, strengthens synaptic connections, and enhances plasticity, particularly in the hippocampus and prefrontal cortex. Studies show that regular aerobic exercise increases prefrontal cortex volume and improves executive function across all age groups. Even a single 20-minute session boosts BDNF levels, enhances working memory, and sharpens attention for hours afterward. Movement doesn't just burn calories, it rebuilds your brain's command center. But here's the key. Consistency matters more than intensity. You don't need to run marathons. A daily 30-minute walk, a few strength training sessions per week, or even 10 minutes of jumping jacks in your living room will trigger BDNF release. The goal is to move regularly, elevate your heart rate, and activate neuroplasticity. And if you want to amplify the effect, exercise in the morning. Morning movement primes your prefrontal cortex for the day ahead, improving focus, decision-making, and impulse control when you need it most. Think of exercise as a direct investment in executive function, because that's exactly what it is. Digital boundaries. Your attention is finite. The prefrontal cortex has a limited bandwidth for processing information, making decisions, and regulating impulses. Every notification, every tab, every context switch consumes that bandwidth until there's nothing left for the tasks that actually matter. This is called cognitive load, and digital environments are engineered to maximize it. Social media platforms use variable reward schedules to hijack your dopamine system. Email inboxes create artificial urgency. News feeds fragment attention into microbursts of reactive consumption. Your prefrontal cortex wasn't designed for this level of stimulation. It evolved for focused, sequential problem solving, not constant multitasking. The result? Executive exhaustion. By midday, your prefrontal cortex is depleted. Decision fatigue sets in. Impulse control collapses. You're more likely to procrastinate, choose instant gratification, and abandon long-term goals. So how do you protect your bandwidth? Set digital boundaries. Turn off non-essential notifications. Batch check email at designated times instead of responding reactively. Use website blockers during deep work sessions. Designate phone-free zones, like your bedroom or dining table, to create recovery space. And practice monotasking. When you work, work. When you rest, rest. Your prefrontal cortex performs best when it's allowed to focus on one task at a time without interruption. Protect your attention like the scarce resource it is, because once it's gone, so is your executive function. Stress resets. Chronic stress is a prefrontal cortex killer. When you're stressed, your hypothalamus activates the HPA axis, releasing cortisol into your bloodstream. In acute situations, this is adaptive. It mobilizes energy and sharpens focus for survival. But when stress becomes chronic, cortisol remains elevated, and prolonged cortisol exposure shrinks the prefrontal cortex, reduces dendritic branching, and impairs executive function. At the same time, chronic stress enlarges the amygdala, the brain's fear and impulse center, making you more reactive, more anxious, and less able to regulate emotion. The balance shifts. The prefrontal cortex loses control. The amygdala takes over. You act impulsively, make poor decisions, and struggle to follow through on intentions. The solution is stress resets, daily practices that activate the parasympathetic nervous system and lower cortisol. Deep breathing is one of the fastest interventions. Try box breathing. Inhale for 4 counts, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4. Repeat for 5 minutes. This activates the vagus nerve and signals your brain that it's safe to shift out of fight or flight mode. Meditation also works. Even 10 minutes of mindfulness reduces cortisol, increases prefrontal activity, and improves emotional regulation. Cold exposure, like a cold shower or ice bath, triggers a controlled stress response that trains resilience and recalibrates your HPA axis. And don't underestimate the power of nature. Spending time outdoors reduces cortisol, lowers heart rate, and restores prefrontal function. A 20-minute walk in a park can reset your nervous system and restore executive clarity. Stress resets aren't luxuries. They're essential maintenance for your brain's command center. Cognitive training. The prefrontal cortex responds to challenge. Like a muscle, it grows stronger when you demand more from it. This is called cognitive reserve, the brain's ability to maintain function even under stress or damage. And the way you build it is through deliberate cognitive training. Working memory exercises are particularly effective. Try apps like Dual NBAC, which trains your brain to hold and manipulate multiple pieces of information simultaneously. Studies show that consistent practice increases prefrontal cortex activation and improves executive function across domains. Task switching drills also help. Set a timer and alternate between 2 different cognitive tasks, like solving math problems and reading comprehension, every 2 minutes. This trains your prefrontal cortex to shift gears efficiently without losing focus. And don't overlook strategic games. Chess, Sudoku, and even complex video games like strategy or puzzle games engage executive functions like planning, inhibition, and cognitive flexibility. The key is sustained challenge. If it feels easy, your brain isn't adapting. Cognitive training doesn't replace the other levers, sleep, nutrition, movement, but it amplifies them. Think of it as deliberate practice for your prefrontal cortex. The more you train it, the more resilient and responsive it becomes. Prefrontal nutrients. Even with optimal sleep, stable blood sugar, and regular movement, your prefrontal cortex still needs raw materials to function. Neurotransmitter synthesis depends on specific nutrients, amino acids, vitamins, minerals, and plant compounds that support signaling, protect against oxidative stress, and enhance neuroplasticity. Omega-3 fatty acids, particularly DHA, are structural components of neuronal membranes. They improve synaptic fluidity and reduce inflammation in the brain. B vitamins, especially B6, B9, and B12, are cofactors in neurotransmitter production. Magnesium regulates NMDA receptors, which are critical for learning and memory. Choline supports acetylcholine synthesis, enhancing focus and executive control. But some compounds go even further. Bacopa Monnieri has been shown to enhance memory consolidation and prefrontal processing speed. Ginkgo biloba improves cerebral blood flow, delivering more oxygen and glucose to executive regions. Phosphatidylserine supports cell membrane integrity and cognitive resilience under stress. Huperzine A inhibits acetylcholinesterase, increasing acetylcholine availability for sustained focus. And Rhodiola rosea acts as an adaptogen, reducing mental fatigue and improving executive performance during stress. These aren't stimulants. They don't force your brain to work harder. They give it the resources to work better. And when combined strategically, they create a synergistic effect that supports every aspect of prefrontal function. Neuro support. This brings us to Neuro, a targeted formulation designed specifically to support prefrontal cortex function and restore executive control. It combines Bacopa Monnieri for memory and processing speed, Ginkgo Biloba for cerebral circulation, Phosphatidylserine for cognitive resilience, Huperzine A for acetylcholine optimization, and Rhodiola rosea for stress adaptation. Each ingredient is research-backed and dosed for efficacy. This isn't a quick fix or a stimulant-based shortcut. It's a comprehensive support system for the neural pathways that govern focus, decision-making, impulse control, and task initiation. Think of it as nutrient scaffolding for your prefrontal cortex, giving it the raw materials it needs to rebuild, repair, and perform. NeuroSharp works best when combined with the other 6 levers: sleep, blood sugar stability, movement, digital boundaries, stress resets, and cognitive training. Together, they create a complete system for restoring executive function and reclaiming control. If you've made it this far, you're serious about restoring your focus and taking back control. And I want to give you something to accelerate that process. I've created the Brain Focus Mastery ebook, a complete guide that walks you through every strategy, every protocol, and every habit needed to rebuild prefrontal cortex function and eliminate executive dysfunction. It's free. No opt-in, no upsell, just actionable science you can implement today. The link is in the description below. Download it, read it, apply it. And if you want to amplify your results with targeted nutritional support, check out NeuroSharp at the same link. Your prefrontal cortex is waiting. Give it what it needs, and it will give you back your clarity, your discipline, and your control. Let's get to work. Thanks for watching. Like, share, comment, and subscribe.